Hello and welcome to the Musty Creative Podcast. I'm your host, Jesús, and we are the Musty Collective, creatives on a journey to better storytelling. Thank you for joining us today, even though it's musty in here. It feels good to do that again. It's been a while. It's been a while. Michelle's here. Today we're going to talk about the movie Friendship, which we just saw in theaters about a week ago. And we can't wait to talk about this movie with you.
Yes.
So without further ado, let's start the show. All right, so to talk about this movie, just to get started, this movie is hilarious.
Yes.
I didn't know much about it. Michelle, you knew about this movie.
Yes.
How did you first find out about this movie?
I just saw ads for it on Instagram, but I'm a big fan of Tim Robinson and his sketch show, I Think You Should Leave. So I was like really excited that he was actually like doing a full feature film, and then Paul Rudd on top of it. That's just amazing. So
Paul Rudd is like the extra cream on the top.
Yeah.
So this movie starring Tim Robinson as Craig, the lovable Craig. He's our main character, our star, our protagonist. And then we have Paul Rudd as Austin. And I guess he technically is the antagonist from a storytelling perspective, but he's not like a villain.
Yeah.
He's just definitely in the way of what Craig wants, which Craig wants more of Austin. And Austin is saying no.
Yeah.
So from a storytelling perspective, it's very interesting. And then the trifecta is topped off with Kate Mara, who plays the wife of Craig, Tammy.
Yes. Yeah, it's a very interesting love triangle going on.
Yeah. Wait, love triangle? I don't know if I described it as that, but go ahead.
It's a very strange love triangle. Well, like in my head, I was thinking like the way that Craig meets Austin, it's like a meet cute, but it's like a one-way meet cute where Craig is just like enamored with Austin.
Yeah.
And it's like he just sees like the love of his life, like when he opens the door, because the whole setup is like Craig gets a package of Austin's at his house.
Right. And so Austin has just moved into the neighborhood with his wife.
Yeah. So he has to like deliver the package. And so when he opens the door and he sees Austin, it's like butterflies in his stomach, and he's like doesn't know what to say, and then he's just like it was really crazy.
Yeah.
But...
I mean, I don't think it was like that meet cutie, but it was nice.
Yeah.
And it definitely in this era where we have the male loneliness epidemic that people are talking about, men having friends, having male friends that they're close to. It hit hard for me when it was brought up. But this movie was written and directed by Andrew DeYoung, who also directed Our Flag Means Death, which I think did you watch a little bit of that?
I haven't seen it yet, but it's Taika Waititi. It's like a pirate kind of show.
Oh, Taika's part of that. Okay, cool. And then he's also directed Pen 15, which I got that right. I got that right. And Miracle Workers.
Yes.
But the log line for Friendship is very good. It says, a suburban dad falls hard for his charismatic new neighbor. Yes. And honestly, I've been there. I've been that guy. I've been Craig, right? Like, I think I've been Austin at the same time as well. Not at the same time. But I've been Austin, but I've also been Craig. And so I can really, like relate to this experience. Where you meet a dude, and it's like, it's all good, you know?
Yeah.
And it's all bro love. But you want to hang out with this dude more often. And you hope he wants to hang out with you too.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's kind of interesting, before we get into the intro of the movie, the tagline also says men shouldn't have friends. We'll get into what that means more later. But the whole idea where Craig wants to be friends with Austin is a super relatable subject. And I really, really enjoyed that. I'm glad this movie talked about it, even though it kind of made you feel like at the end, men should not have friends. But the intro of the movie starts with a cancer story. You want to break that down for us?
Yeah. So Tammy and Craig are in a support group.
Yeah.
But we only see Tammy and Craig slightly out of focus at first.
Yeah.
So we don't really know the context of like where they're at or what they're doing. but Tammy is explaining her current feelings about her life and how she's unsatisfied, and it's been a year since she has been in remission from cancer.
Yes.
And she's going through a whole lot emotionally.
Yeah, there's like two things she mentions. She mentions we need to get a bigger car. I have no reference for what that means until later. And then she also talks about it's been a while since she's had an orgasm.
Yes.
So it's like, okay. And then Craig comes into the shot as this like goofy guy. And so I think he's a part of support group because I didn't know it was a couple support group.
Yeah.
And so it seems like when he interjects, it's like, are you a creepy, weirdo? Or
like, who are you in relation to this woman that's going through so much? But so the whole thing is like she's talking about her cancer and how she just hasn't felt the same, and she's really being open and vulnerable with these people, and she's saying like, I'm really scared that the cancer is gonna come back, and
that's right,
and they have a son, and she's super worried about what that means for the family. And then like Craig just leans in, he's like, you'll be fine.
Yeah. It's not coming back.
Yeah.
And when he touches her leg, I'm like, okay, could be creepy, but maybe this is someone that she's close to. And then we figured out in the context, like, oh, Craig, is everything good with you? He's like, oh yeah, I'm orgasming just fine over here. And it's like, oh, they're married.
Yeah.
So that kind of starts the ball rolling, right? So another thing that pops up after Craig and Austin had their first meeting, then I forget how Tammy finds out, but Tammy kind of shoos Craig over to Austin's house to be like, yeah, go hang out with him. You're not doing anything. And he's talking to his son, Steven, at the time, and mentions, hey, let's watch the Marvel.
Yeah.
And the son's like, oh, I've seen the Marvel, and it's really great, Dad. And he's like, don't ruin it for me. Don't spoil it for me, which is something I totally do all the time. I don't like movies being spoiled for me. It doesn't matter if it's a Marvel or whatever. But I like the use of the word Marvel because it was you knew that they were talking about Marvel movies or superhero movies.
Yeah.
But they weren't actually getting copyrighted for like the Ant-Man movie or something like that.
Very generic.
Yeah. And then so I thought that was really funny. But before Craig goes over to Austin's house, there is a special little meeting with the mom and the son, Steven.
Yes.
What did you think about their relationship in this movie?
It made me laugh, but it was like a very blatant showcase of where the marriage is at.
Yeah.
The son is obviously taking the place of the father in a lot of ways. Like he's cooking for the mother. He's like doing all this stuff to like really support her.
And he's kissing her on the lips.
And they were like, okay, bye, honey. And then they kiss. And then
on the lips.
Craig is like, that's kind of a long kiss, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's just like, he's getting completely emasculated throughout this entire film.
Yeah.
And it starts pretty much from the very beginning. So there's so many things I want to get into when it comes to a film like this, right? Like men need friends, right? Men, and if they are heterosexual, like having wives, have to have better communication with their wives.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, there's a relationship between him and his son that's actually kind of nice and sweet.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's this weird other thing going on where he's just being completely emasculated. And I do think, to the larger degree, not to get too deep into this, I do think a lot of men will resonate with the story because maybe they feel emasculated in whatever way in their lives.
Yeah. I'm not a man, but...
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I can see that.
Tell me what it feels like.
I'll mansplain to you what being a man.
Let me tell you something. No,
but like I think it's just part of, regardless of gender or whatever, I think it's a part of being human is that you want to feel like the space you're taking up is yours.
Yes.
And like that you belong and that you're a part of something and you're meant to be there. And I also related a lot with Craig because he just wants to feel like he's a part of something and he feels like he's on the outside looking in. Yeah. And he's it's like he's not helpless, but he looks so helpless, like the way that he's viewing like these friendships and these people he's encountering. And he's just so like, his mindset is like, victim mentality, I guess. Like, oh,
Oh.
I'll never be them, or like, why isn't my wife showing me attention?
Yeah, that's
It's
fair.
never like he's taking action and actually doing something about it. He's just like,
Allowing it to happen to him,
yeah, like,
and then,
yeah,
like you said, falling into a victim mindset.
yeah.
Wow, that's actually pretty deep. All right, that's hitting. That's actually hitting pretty deep right now. Let's take a commercial break right now. Brought to you by, what was Craig's company's name? Did we ever do research on the name of that?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it'd
I
be dope.
forgot.
Like, also, it'd be awesome to insert ad from Craig's company. But okay, so moving forward, Austin takes Craig on a little adventure.
Yes.
That's Austin's deal of like men go on adventures together kind of thing, and he takes him into a sewer.
Yeah,
Which is very weird.
Yeah, but the sewer led to City Hall.
Yeah.
So they were actually trying to get to City Hall through the sewer just to explore the building and stuff.
Yeah, but Craig didn't know that.
No.
And so Austin's taking him through the sewer, and it's actually really, this is where Tim Robinson really comes into his full strength, because throughout the sewer, he's like struggling to like jump up on walls. He loses his shoe. He's like kind of cursing and stuff, which is honestly hilarious. Like, to me, when people have reactions, we're like, oh man, like, oh, it's like, that's really funny.
Yeah.
But Tim Robinson's weird kind of gangliness.
He's like physically awkward.
Yeah.
Like, everything.
It just adds like an extra dimension to it. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. So after that moment, it seems like Austin and Craig are going to be like really best pals. Because again, Craig is also kind of welcoming Austin into the neighborhood.
Yeah.
But after that moment, let's see, Austin reveals that he's the weatherman for the local news. And then Craig's like, well, wow, you're the weatherman. And like, Paul Rudd is a good looking dude. Very good looking. So it already adds to the aura of like who Austin is. He's a new guy. He has like this new adventure kind of appeal to him. And he is already kind of bringing like Craig into the group. And he's also the good looking local news weather guy.
Yeah. So they have like a guys' night out. And it's not out, it's at his home. But
yeah.
like they're all having a great time. They're singing songs to each other, and like,
oh, that was so
it's
weird.
So cringy,
no,
but
because
but
what led up to the song was one of Austin's friends. I forget the name, but he had like really like platinum blonde hair, and he was talking about his daughter, growing up.
Yeah.
And becoming more, I guess, developed.
Yeah.
That's the word we'll use. So that was also kind of awkward.
Yeah.
But I guess they're all fathers in a way, or I don't know. It's kind of weird. And then they start singing a song. I forget the name of the song, but they start singing a song to him.
Yeah, and it's like this, like, I don't even know how to explain it, but they're like so emotionally vulnerable with each other in that moment.
But which was good.
Yeah.
These are okay. We're saying these are good things.
Yeah.
But it's
good, but it's just funny because like Craig, he's trying to still fit in.
Yeah.
And he's being awkward, and he says things that are kind of like, okay, that's kind of weird, but okay. And then they just keep kind of moving on.
Yeah.
And it seems like they're all getting along like really well.
Yep.
And then towards the end of the night, they start like boxing each other.
Yes.
And then Craig gets upset by something that Austin says. And so,
Austin keeps punching Craig in the face.
Yeah. Oh, he says
and then
like,
Austin
don't hit me in the face because I have to be on a video call with the CEO tomorrow or whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
And so like he
gets punched in the face again
multiple times.
And then so Craig sucker punches Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like really like hatefully like punching him like to hurt him, like he's trying to hurt him.
Oh, I didn't think he was actually trying to hurt him.
I think he was like so upset. He's like, I'm gonna get you back. Like,
okay.
Yeah,
okay,
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
but
it was kind of giving like suburban, what's that Brad Pitt movie, Fight Club? It was like suburban Fight Club.
Yeah.
For desperate housemen,
house dads or
like, yeah, for desperate housemen. That's what it was giving.
Yeah.
But so after that, right, like Austin kind of closes it down. All the guys leave. It was an awkward leaving. Craig's like, we good? Everything seems cool. So he just shows up at Austin's workplace. Yeah.
And then Austin's like, why are you here? And he's super concerned because of his behavior from the night before.
Right. And it's starting to get that feeling where the new guy or the new person or a person in the group is crossing like unsaid boundaries. Yeah. Right. So I do kind of want to talk about this real quick before we move on. this is kind of like not really about storytelling, but about life. How do you know those unsaid boundaries? Like, how do you not cross them? Because, like, as an awkward guy myself, I'm like, I want to make friends, but like,
well, okay,
yeah,
I think there's like an element of consent to the whole thing.
Mhm.
Like, if you're gonna go to somebody's job, you
Yeah.
ask, hey, can I come over and visit you during work hours? And then if they say no, you don't show up. But he
Mhm.
didn't ask. He just shows up.
yeah,
And he's like, why are you here? Like, it's his first day on this new job because he was doing weather at night, but now he has like this prime time, like morning position doing the weather.
which Craig helped give him the confidence
Yeah.
to ask for the job.
Yeah, so he did that, but then it's like, he's just not asking and he's just kind of doing things.
So you're saying, like, for me,
Yeah,
I
personally
need
for you.
I need to ask.
Yeah, I think just asking ahead of time, hey, is it
Mhm.
okay if I do this? Or hey, can we talk for a quick second? Or hey, can I,
Yeah,
just asking them. And if they say yes, that's fine. If they say no, you have to respect that.
yeah. As I come from the era of just like go up to someone's door, knock on the door, and say, "Hey, can you hang out?"
Mm-hmm.
Right? Not like text. Hey, is it cool if I come over?
Yeah.
And then waiting for them to respond.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like bust through the door, show up, knock. If the door's open, walk through the door.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a little too much. That's a little too much. But yeah, okay. Thank you for that advice, and hopefully that advice is helpful for all you men out there too. Okay, so he goes to his workplace. It's very awkward,
Mm-hmm.
and it continues this like weird decrease, or I guess this weird sliding down the hill
Mm-hmm.
of like Craig losing Austin as a friend.
Yeah.
Right now, Austin tells him to buy drums like I guess a day or so before,
Mm-hmm.
and they do one more hangout before the guy hangout,
Mm-hmm.
or Austin takes him to go eat mushrooms in the woods.
Yes.
And again, more of that bro, like, hey bro, like let's go out to the woods and eat food like men did like in the past, right?
And you don't need a cell phone to need like
Yes. And Austin acts like he doesn't have a phone.
Yeah.
That's okay. Anyways, and then when they get to the end of that play date, I'm gonna call,
Mm-hmm.
Austin encourages Craig to buy a drum set
Yes.
because Austin invited him to his band.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of meets Tammy, or he brings Tammy there too,
Yeah.
so Tammy gets to see Austin be really
Mhm.
cool. Okay, that's a setup for later. Anyways,
Yeah.
there's so much in this movie. All right, so then Craig gets a drum set, goes to Austin's, but now all the awkward stuff has happened,
Mm-hmm.
and then Craig gets the bad news.
I don't think we should hang out anymore.
Yeah,
Like we
no.
shouldn't pursue this further. The way the
Yeah.
words he used was very like there was no way to misinterpret it. Like
No.
I do not want to continue this relationship with you.
Yeah, I'd say, like, to be honest, props to Austin. In my opinion, he handled this very, very well,
Mm-hmm.
very maturely. It just still hurt, like even me as like a third person bystander, like watching in a movie theater,
Mm-hmm.
it hurt me to see Austin reject Craig's friendship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, because I think we've kind of experienced stuff like that before.
not me. I've never been rejected.
Never really.
No, never.
Never.
Been rejected. No, I'm
Because
good.
you were saying earlier.
Well, okay, I've been Craig, but I've also been Austin.
I've never been Austin.
You've never rejected anyone as a friend? Like, yeah, we can't be friends anymore.
I don't think so.
Or what people do today, just ghost them straight up and not respond to any texts.
I've ghosted people.
So you've ghosted people.
Yes, because I was scared of conflict and I didn't know how to talk to people. And so
Yeah.
the easier thing was just to not. I feel bad for that. I need
No,
to
okay.
reconcile those.
No, okay, I'll be honest. I don't think I've
relationships.
ever actually said we can't be friends. No. I feel like my mom has made me say that when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, that one kid that your mom doesn't like,
Mhm.
but you think they're cool,
Yeah.
and then you're like, yeah, sorry, bro. My mom doesn't
Mhm.
want me to hang out with you anymore. Have you ever done that? Has your mom ever made you do that?
I don't think so. I think it was more because my family moved a lot. So
Yeah.
it was kind of like, okay, say goodbye to your friends,
Mhm.
which, that's a whole other deep wound that I have. But like,
Yeah. Well,
always having to say goodbye to people. But like,
I think that's the real solution today.
just move
Just
away.
move. They're like, oh, we can't hang out because I'm moving to Reseda. It's like, but I'm in Burbank. It's totally okay. Like, no, it's too far.
It's too far.
The traffic, bro. The traffic. Maybe you can buy a bus ticket.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so all this stuff happens, and like Craig actually starts to like devolve.
Yes.
He tries to have the same experience that he had with Austin with his workmates. That falls apart, and they just make fun of him.
Mm-hmm.
He screws himself up at work. He has a tantrum and yells at a client. It was actually pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
He gets fired from his job.
Yes.
His marriage with his wife is falling apart, but he doesn't understand that it's actually falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
He tries to bond with his son and eat mushrooms, but then gets sick.
Yes, very sick.
So he tries to just replicate everything. And then
Yeah.
he finally breaks into Austin's house.
Yes.
And steals his gun.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Before that gets resolved, he again tries to bond with somebody in his life, his wife.
Mm-hmm.
He takes her to the sewer.
Yeah.
Now, we are married. I'm definitely been the spontaneous person who's like, let's go do this random thing.
Yeah.
Have I ever taken you on a journey that felt as dangerous as the sewer that Craig took Tammy to?
No.
Okay.
I have felt like a little resistance just because I'm a nervous, anxious human being.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't think it's ever been like, I think my life is actually in danger, or this is not legal.
Or this is sketch.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
sus. I think the
Yeah.
young people say sus.
Sus. Okay. But yeah, it was really crazy. And then within that moment, they're like starting to argue, and then he's getting frustrated because he still can't jump over the wall.
Yeah.
And he didn't have Austin to help him up.
Yeah,
And
that's
so
true.
he
that's
pushes Tammy up over the wall.
Yeah.
She takes off. He doesn't know where she is. She's missing. And it's like the next he goes home because he literally can't find her.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's just trapped in the sewer. I don't know how many days. It was
Yeah.
like a day or two that she was stuck there.
Before that's resolved though,
Mhm.
like when he gets home, he's not like panicking like, hey Steven, we gotta find your mom.
Yeah.
Like Steven is chilling with a friend or just chilling, I forget.
Mhm.
And Steven's like, where's mom? Where's mom's like, oh,
Yeah, I know. It's like he did no effort on his part.
no
at
effort.
all.
He hasn't called the police or anything.
Yeah.
And then like who shows up? The police at his door because Austin is accusing Craig of breaking into his house.
Yes.
Right?
Mhm.
And then he's like, where you been? It's like, well, I've been in the sewer. And where's your wife? The sewer. So they go search for the wife.
Yeah.
I said this before when we were in the theater. Craig's character seems to me like the Mr. Bean of human relationships.
Mm.
Like he obsesses over one thing
Yeah.
or a person to the point where all his other relationships fall apart.
Mhm.
And on a serious note, like when Tammy does get found, Craig doesn't go up to hug her. He doesn't say sorry immediately.
Yeah. No remorse.
No remorse.
At
Now,
all.
I do, this is a hot take and people are going to disagree with me on this.
Mhm.
I do think Tammy getting lost was her own fault.
Hmm.
I gotta tell Michelle's like, no, I don't like that.
No.
But it was her own fault. Craig told her to go up a little bit and I'll meet you there. He didn't tell her to go to the point of like getting lost. Craig also yelled like crazy in the sewer. She never responded.
Mm-hmm.
She got herself lost.
I
Go-
don't know.
Go ahead.
Well, because he's just telling her to go, and they're like, he's causing her to get so upset that she leaves, and he tells her to go without him, but she's never been there before. He barely knows how to get there.
True.
He's like, wait, is this the right hallway? And he's like, no, wait, I know where I'm going. And then
And he loses his phone in there.
yeah, and he
Yeah.
loses his phone. He loses the flashlight, and
Yeah.
then he loses his phone.
Yeah.
And so he's like telling her to go somewhere she's never been before in the dark.
Yeah.
And she has no idea where to go. And so I don't know. I think it was his fault.
Yeah. So then as the police are looking for Tammy, they don't find her in the first couple hours. Then Craig tells all the police that Austin was the one that, helped them to break into City Hall through this method,
Yeah.
which is completely illegal,
Mm-hmm.
and gets Austin and Craig thrown into jail that night,
Yeah.
which then they have an interesting moment together. You want to talk about that?
So Austin slips on pee
Yes.
on the floor,
Slips on piss.
and then all of a sudden his hairpiece flies off, which nobody knew he was wearing
No.
a hairpiece.
No, just Paul Rudd is a very good looking dude, so I just never thought like he was wearing a hairpiece.
Yeah.
That was
Well, because he actually has hair in real life, so it was like when you see.
No, but now I don't know if he has hair in real life. Paul Rudd, I'm calling you out, bro.
Oh my gosh.
You are wearing a hair plug. If you want to challenge that belief, come on the pod. All right, sorry, keep going.
I'll never be on. But yeah, so it was like he trips and falls. He's mortified because he's recognizable. He's on TV.
Right. He's a personality.
Yeah, and so like he's just horrified, and then he puts it back on. Craig helps him put it back on. It doesn't.
No, Craig doesn't help him put it back on. It's just Craig doesn't reveal the secret, and no one else sees that Austin's hair comes off.
But Craig, that doesn't like phase Craig at all. Like he still feels exactly the same about Austin.
Well, I would say actually the reaction from Craig was like mortified, but he is still in love with Austin. You're right. You're right.
Like it didn't change anything. Police officers in the jail cell recognize him just in time when he has the hairpiece.
They take photos and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is like a major point towards the end. The end of the movie, so Tammy does start the separation process from Craig, but they're having like a birthday dinner for Steven, and they come together as parents or co-parenting. Craig finds a job as a meter maid or something like that, and they're having a really nice moment. Craig actually goes out and buys Tammy the car that she's been asking for her flower business, and then when they're coming home to just hang out, there's a really nice romantic flirtation moment between Tammy and Craig. And for the first time, we're like, Craig's going to find happiness without depending on the obsession with Austin. But then Austin's throwing a guy's party. Steven points it out, and Craig can't resist. And so he breaks into the house. He reveals that he has Austin's stolen gun. And he goes on a tirade of like, you just throw me out after one mistake? Right? Which actually, I actually resonate with that one. Yeah. They try to take the gun away, and the gun goes off.
Austin tries to like tackle Craig.
Yes, and the gun goes off.
Yes.
But no one's hurt.
No.
But then the police come, and Craig is arrested, and it's pretty much like the end of Craig, as we know it.
Yes.
And then, but the thing is, Austin's hair comes off after the wrestling for the gun, but none of Austin's friends know that he's wearing a hair plug.
Because Craig shoots in the air and gets everyone's attention.
That's right. That's right. And so Craig actually is the best friend of Austin, in my opinion, because he defends his most valuable secret. Yes. Like it's to the point where I think even Austin's hiding the hair plug stuff from his wife, in my opinion.
Maybe. Yeah.
It's like that deep. It's that deep. And so in the end, Austin's in the police car in the back. Craig's looking at Austin, like lovingly, like for some a set of attention. Austin turns around and winks at him, and then Craig's like,
he just has like this puppy dog look on his like he,
like the look of elation of like he recognizes me.
We're friends.
Yeah, like master.
So desperate.
Like what's that movie where the toast that could or the brave little toaster is like master. And so he doesn't learn anything.
No.
In the end.
Yeah.
So I would classify this story as a tragedy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right? It's a comedic. It's a comedic movie. It's a comedy.
Yeah.
But in the traditional idea of storytelling, it's not a comedy. It's a tragedy because the main character actually it ends with the main character losing. I guess that's the traditional way of speaking about it. And did he actually make a friend? What's your opinion on that?
I think he did. It's a very strange relationship, but I think he did make a friend in the end. Yeah. But it's just at the cost of his marriage and his relationship with his son and
his job, his career.
Yeah, he literally lost everything for this one guy that didn't really care that much about him.
But when you say it like that for that one guy, I mean, that's pretty much all of us, right? For Jesus.
Well, not for everybody, but...
we all have that one guy.
That one guy.
If you're out there, Tony, I miss you. I was like, all right,
It's Tony.
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. All right, that's the end of this episode. Thank you for hanging out with us. We also want to thank our monthly supporters for helping us make this episode of the Musty Creative Podcast possible.
Mm-hmm.
And if you would like to become a financial supporter of the Musty Creative Podcast, you can join us on our Patreon, patreon.com/ let me remember this, patreon.com/ Musty Creative, and you can help us out. And it actually is just $1 a month to be on the first tier, and I think $5 a month for the next tier. Mm-hmm. And the $5 a month, you actually get like bonus episodes, bonus content. You get extra early releases and all that good stuff.
Remember to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, and you can also find us at The Musty Creative on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. And we also have a new newsletter, which we talk about storytelling and creativity, and that is at the link below.
And remember to shower up.